Hey everybody, welcome to the show. It is Monday, May 13th. Where the hell is the year going? Just do a refresh here, make sure everything is working. Okay, well, we got to mute that. Okay, and we are live. Welcome. So glad to see everyone here today. Boom! Thanks for joining me. Got my coffee. And I don't know if it's a good sign or a bad sign. Right as I was making this coffee, before I went live, I knocked my cup over and spilled it. Got my socks wet. Got everything wet. Had to frantically make one last cup before I went live. I don't know if that's a good sign or a bad sign. It's a good sign because I'm overcoming the biggest problem I have today, which is I spilled my coffee. Who knows? We'll see. Anyway, let's get into it. Let's get into this thing called equity, and it happens right here in Portland. Ladies and gentlemen, have you heard the latest from Portland? Oh, the city that brought us hipsters, artisanal coffee, and now progressive policies that make you scratch your head in disbelief. Yes, folks, Portland Public Schools have unveiled their latest masterpiece in the ongoing saga of equity over everything. Equity über alles. Forget about the basics of incentives or logic, because apparently those are just relics of the past. So here's the deal. Instead of your typical school fundraisers, where each school gets to keep the dough they raise. No. Portland's decided to throw everything into one big pot because, you know, sharing is caring. And now I'm all for equality, but I got to scratch my head at this one. It's like saying, hey, if we can't all have nice things, nobody can. And that's the political version of taking your ball and going home. But hey, who needs incentives, right? Who needs the reward? Who needs to reward hard work and dedication? Well, clearly not the geniuses behind this plan. Oh no, let's just lump all the money together and hope for the best, because that's worked out so well in the past, hasn't it? And don't get me started on the we value equity above all else crowd. Sure, equity sounds great on paper. When it comes at the expense of quality education for every student, well, forgive me, I'm not jumping for joy. So Portland, congratulations on your latest experiment in progressive policies. Just remember, when you're patting yourselves on the back for being oh so enlightened, there are real kids out there who deserve better than this. If you ask me, they deserve a lot more than just the empty promises of equity. My name's Tom Coffey. This is the Coffey Nuance Show, the greatest censored commentary and news show live right now. Flame on. Yeah, so this is really incredible. This is incredible. Here's a little graphic for equity you may have seen. I've actually seen this in my workplace. I wanted to cross it out and write in communism or something, but and what these idiots don't see with this little graph, what do we see here is we see people of color didn't buy a ticket. That's kind of racist. Anyway, let me tell you about this story here with Portland Public Schools. So they got a new sharing fundraising model. Okay, it's a shift in fundraising. It's underway, moving from individual school efforts to a shared pot model. Yeah, this change aims to address disparities in funding between schools, particularly those in higher income neighborhoods, because why should rich kids have anything extra? No. Some people support this, and others criticize the plan. The decision followed a vote by Portland Public Schools Board to establish a district-wide foundation which will prioritize areas with the greatest need for funding. Despite this change, parents can still contribute to their local PTA for non-staffing resources. So basically what happened is, you know, there's foundations, people raise money, do different things to help their local schools. Well, apparently that's not good enough in Portland. And one of the things that people would spend money on was maybe getting some extra help, right? You know, maybe there's issues at the playground, and it's tough having the teachers have to have playground duty. So maybe the community decides we would like to pay to hire some people to be out there to help on playground duty or something like that. Right? Maybe help watch the kids in the lunchroom. Perhaps, you know, you got a classroom, elementary classroom. Maybe it would be helpful if there was an extra assistant that could be in the classroom that, you know, might be able to help some more students. No. This isn't fair because people are doing this for their own schools. And Portland decided, no, we need to prioritize, they said it explicitly, communities of color. They need the resources more than the other schools. And so now, if you want to do any extra staffing, you may not. It's no longer allowed. It now will go into a general fund for everyone, and then some bureaucrats will decide who actually needs that money. So maybe you raise $100,000 at your school to maybe pay for a couple extra assistants to help, or maybe to work as hall monitors, whatever it happens to be. Right? Well, no more. Those people will not have a job. That money will go to a general fund, and then some bureaucrats will decide that your school doesn't deserve it, even though you raised all the money. Your school raised all the money. You don't deserve it because there's other kids that deserve it more. Seriously. Can you believe this is happening in America? It's crazy that this is happening. Now, you know, what I would like to see is I would like to be able to opt out of property tax going to public schools. Now, I don't have any kids, but if I did, I certainly wouldn't let them go to public school in Portland. No chance of that whatsoever. But even if I wanted to contribute to my local school, to maybe make things better for the kids at my local school, that is no longer allowed in Portland because we got to have equity. And what equity is the redistribution of resources from those with the resources to those who are friends of the people in charge. That's kind of how it works. So anyway, to me, this is the dumbest, most insane policy. This could be the dumbest public policy I've ever seen in my life. I don't know. I cannot imagine anything dumber than this. Because last year, they raised $2.5 million that went to these types of things. Do you think that parents are going to give money knowing that it's not going to be distributed at their school? Do you really think that that's what's going to happen? And can you imagine if there were a school with a lot of kids of color and they wanted to raise money for something that was going on at their school, and that money was then redistributed to some richer well, that would never happen. Yeah. So this is pure insanity in Portland. People may ask, Tom, why are you still in Portland? Why are you still in Portland? Probably not long for this city. I've been here a long time, but I don't need to stay here forever. Probably not long for this place, especially with policies like this. I keep thinking that we've turned a corner, But literally, I think this is the dumbest public policy I've ever heard of in my life. If you can think of something dumber, now I know San Francisco gave away millions of dollars where they had workers going out and giving shots, essentially bottle service to alcoholics. That's pretty dumb. But is it as dumb as not allowing parents and schools to raise money to make their schools better with extra staff? I can't think of anything. But if you do, let me know in the comments. I'll be going through all your comments in the after show. After I go through all the stories today, I'll go through all your comments. But if you can think of something dumber than this, let me know. Because right now, this could be the worst policy I've ever heard of in my life. Anyway, let's get to some other stories from over the weekend. First up, we got to talk about Eurovision. Okay, I did it. I watched Eurovision. Oh, let's see. Did I not have a? There we go. That's a little better. A little Chiron there. Well, Swiss singer Nemo made history by winning the 68th Eurovision song contest with The Code, a song celebrating their journey toward embracing a non-gender identity. Nemo, 24, is the first non-binary winner of the contest and the first Swiss winner since 1988. They beat Croatian contestant Baby Lasagna, garnering the most points from both national juries and viewers worldwide. Nemo emphasized the importance of the contest, standing for peace and dignity for all, expressing pride in representing those who dare to be themselves, and advocating for more compassion and empathy. Well, that's the summary there. This was weird. I actually watched Eurovision live, and I was visiting my folks this weekend. It was Mother's Day, right? And I watched Eurovision with my dad. And I don't know what has happened to this contest, and I don't know what's happened to Europe. I kind of think it's the end of Europe. I think Europe is done. But this was weird. This song sucked. This song was horrible. It was not a good song. Just objectively, it was a bad, like, not even in the top half. And what was odd is when they were looking at, when the way Eurovision works is each country's judges, they all vote, and then they announce their votes. And that's about half. I think that's half the points. And then the other half is based on like a call-in vote or internet vote, etc. But what was really weird was that all the nations, like many of them were choosing this person as the number one artist. And it seemed coordinated to me. It did not seem organic whatsoever. It was very odd. This person, Nemo, is non-binary, which I guess I should like look this up. Like what, non-binary definition. I mean, this is a non-binary person is someone whose gender identity does not fit in the traditional binary categories of male or female. They see themselves as neither male nor female, or as a combination of both, or as a gender that is different from the sex they were assigned at birth, which is the sex they had when they were born. A non-binary people may use the term to describe their gender as genderqueer, gender fluid, agender, bigender, among others. Okay, so that's what non-binary means. Even after reading that, I still don't know what it means. I guess you don't believe that you're either a man or a woman, that you're some kind of combination or neither. Okay, Knock yourself out. But this was, I encourage you to check this song out. You can just, if you're on Rumble or on YouTube, just do Eurovision winner and listen to the song. It's horrible. It's a horrible song. But I guess it's some kind of political statement. They're choosing someone who doesn't believe in gender. Okay. Nemo, not a very good singer, not a good dancer. I don't know. They had a skirt and jumped around and looked really emotive. But here's the interesting thing. If you were to if you were an artist and someone said, "Hey, can you make a picture of the gayest guy possible?" I think if you were to do this, they would. If you were to then make a piece of art of Nemo, they would say, "Hold on, you're being way too stereotypical. You are going over the top. You're being homophobic or whatever." I don't think you could come up with anyone that looked gayer than this person. And I guess that's this person. Is that how I guess that's how they want me to say it. Anyway, so the contest and Eurovision overall, this was the worst Eurovision. I've been watching Eurovision for, I don't know, 6-10 years, something like that. This is the worst one. The absolute worst one. There wasn't even really any really good songs. There were some nice performances. There were some pieces that I liked. But overall, this was just horrible. And makes it hard. One of the interesting things that happened is the person from the Netherlands, not this person. This person was from Switzerland. But the person from the Netherlands was not allowed to participate because something happened backstage. There was a big controversy over that. Apparently, there was a camera person who was filming them, and they didn't want to be filmed, and I guess they made a gesture toward them that was considered violent, or who knows. So they didn't get to perform in the finale, so there was a big hubbub about that. And then the other thing is Israel was participating, and a whole bunch of people were booing during the performance, really showing zero class. Eurovision is supposed to be a non-political thing, but it was over-the-top political this year. And I'm going to say that this was more political than when they awarded the winner to the bearded woman. Okay? This was more political than that. But just the booing when Israel came out for a song competition that whose stated purpose is to bring the world together. Yeah. I don't know. It really wasn't fun. I usually have fun watching Eurovision, and this year it just wasn't fun. It just was not fun. So anyway, sorry about that. If I dragged you into it, if I encouraged you to watch it and you did, and you thought, well, this sucks, Tom. Well, I agree. But next up, let's talk about something else in Europe. So about 50,000 protesters in Georgia, that's the country of Georgia, marched against a proposed foreign agents bill amid concerns that it could undermine democratic values in Georgia's Euro-Atlantic aspirations. The U.S. warned Georgia about the bill. Of course they did, urging lawmakers to choose between the legislation and the country's aspirations. Yes, choose between this or existing. This and a brighter future. Yeah. The bill requires organizations receiving over 20% of their funding from abroad to register as agents of foreign influence. The protests have drawn a diverse crowd, including older citizens, younger generations, reflecting widespread operation, or so they would have you believe. The ruling party, Georgian Dream, insists the bill promotes transparency and sovereignty, but critics liken it to Russian legislation targeting dissent. The crisis has sparked mass demonstrations and political tensions, with the EU warning it could hinder Georgia's integration efforts. The U.S. has criticized Georgian Dream's actions, accusing them of distancing Georgia from the West. So this is everything that it looks like. So the way that this foreign agents bill works is one of the ways that the U.S. is able to influence other countries is they don't do it directly, like through the CIA, through the State Department. They're not allowed to do that directly. So what they do is they funnel money, billions and billions of dollars, into non-governmental organizations, right, that are led, so there's some plausible deniability. So, for example, in Ukraine, the U.S. funneled billions of U.S. dollars into local non-governmental organizations, and all of those were the ones that promoted the coup or the takeover or whatever you believe it was that happened in Ukraine a dozen years ago. So in the same way, Georgian people that care about their country, they're saying, we don't like that there's all this foreign influence on our country, especially from places like the United States. And so these non-governmental organizations, if they receive over 20% of their money from other places, we need to have them register and have it be known that this is a foreign, what was the term? Agents of foreign influence. So to me, this is more transparent. This would make more sense. If you, for example, let's just say there's an organization called Students for Change in Georgia. It's Georgian Students for Change. You think, oh, well, this organization is full of students, and it's run by students, and it's for students. And then it turns out that 99% of their funding comes from CIA side projects. You might say, oh, well, maybe we should label that as a foreign organization, not Georgian Students for Change. So that's what's happening here. So Georgia wants things to be a little bit more transparent. And these 50,000 people that went out to protest, 50,000 people went out to protest in, I'm sure, a totally organic way, and they were not paid to do that whatsoever. Yeah, it's exactly what it looks like. It's exactly what it looks like. Well, that was weird. Huh. Interesting. Interesting. I'll tell you what's interesting here in a little bit. Anyway, and lastly, let me tell you about a new development with, there might be a challenger to Google. No, this is not a challenger to Google. I obviously, let me see here. I forgot what I was doing. Let's see if I can do this. Okay, let's forget the Chiron here. We'll just clear it out. This was a Biden story. Biden administration plans to impose a 100% tariff on Chinese electric vehicles, although presently no Chinese cars are sold in the U.S. market. If Chinese EVs were available, they could significantly undercut American competition, even with the current 25% tariff. For instance, the Dongfeng Nam 01 hatchback, that's what everyone's going out to buy, priced at 11 grand, offers similar size and greater range compared to the Chevy Bolt, priced at 29,000. China could retaliate against U.S. tariffs targeting American automakers like General Motors, which sells millions of cars in China annually. However, China's Automotive Industry Association predicts a surge in auto exports, especially to East Asia and the Middle East. Chinese EV manufacturers aim to rapidly reduce prices, reminiscent of Henry Ford's Model T, which saw significant price drops due to economies of scale. With Chinese EVs potentially priced at 10 grand or lower, demand in the global south could be virtually unlimited. So what's happening here is Biden is taking a page out of Trump's playbook and is imposing 100% tariff on Chinese EVs. Now, I'm sure that there won't be any consequences for this. I don't know what's going on. Biden is acting like Trump. You know, when Trump said he was going to do this, the entire media said how horrible it was. And now that Biden is doing exactly what Trump said he was going to do, not a peep. Not a peep. I tell you what, I would love a $10,000 brand new electric vehicle. I'd be all about that. I'm sorry that we can't get them. That would be kind of awesome. I would love a $10,000 new car. I think a lot of us would. But we don't have to worry about that because that's no longer possible with a 100% tariff. Thanks, Biden. Anyway, last up, I got a little story about OpenAI and their new announcement. Okay, so I wrote this before today. Oh, here we go. Let's do this. OpenAI plans to unveil their AI-powered search product on Monday. The move follows reports of Microsoft-backed OpenAI developing a search tool to rival Google. CEO Sam Altman clarified it's not GPT-5 or a search engine. The product, an extension of ChatGPT, aims to provide direct web information with citations. ChatGPT has faced challenges with real-time data, but has reached 100 million monthly active users. The company faces pressure to expand its user base amid competition. So I went to find out what the big hubbub was this morning, and apparently what the announcement was is that ChatGPT 4 would be for everyone. Well, I went on ChatGPT today to see if I could get ChatGPT 4, and then I was invited to upgrade and give them money. So even though the claim was made that ChatGPT 4 would be for everyone, I guess the reporting on it is not accurate, even though the reporting on it was a direct quote. So I don't know what's going on with it. Apparently, that ChatGPT 4 they're going to have a desktop version of it, and you're going to be able to use it for real-time searches. It was supposed to be live, but right now it's not. So, perhaps they're just a little late getting going on this, and I'll have to check back tomorrow and see if it actually works. But as of right now, nothing's working. But we have something we might be able to look forward to. So I guess that's some good news. Anyway, that's all I have prepared today. Stick around for the after show. I'll go through all your comments and find out if anyone has any dumber ideas than what Portland did with its public schools. Anyway, I'll be back on Wednesday. Hopefully on Wednesday I'll be able to be on Rumble Studio. It's been so long since I've been in it, I forgot how to use it. So I got to do a couple tests between now and then. Anyway, stick around for the after show. I'll see you then. Peace. All right, well, not sure what that is doing there. Or that. Or that. Well, that doesn't work. Let's try that. How about I do this? Nope. Nope. Okay. Never mind. Never mind. Never mind. None of that works. So anyway, let's get to the chat, shall we? Thanks for sticking around, everybody. Apothecary John, hashtag Rumble Gang. Nice to see you, buddy. Gonzo the Good. It's interesting to see how much money is spent on schools in communities of color. Hashtag not all. How poor the grade point average is versus other schools that are not communities of color. Well, there's a lot of that. Come to Tampa Bay area, Florida. I'd love to, Gonzo. I've actually never been to Florida. I've never been to Florida. Although I don't see myself moving there permanently. Who knows? Maybe I would love it. Who knows? We'll just have to see what's going on. But thank you for the invite. Natasha says, idiocracy material. It's Portland. Heck, Tom, you could probably go volunteer at the school of your choice, and they would turn you away or else demand you go volunteer equal time at the other schools. Because my equity. Yeah, there's a lot of that. Is that a man in a skirt? Yeah, it's not a man. It is a person who does not believe in men or women. But yes, the person's wearing a skirt. Tom, your dad was probably thinking, what the hell is this trash that my son wants me to watch? Yeah, pretty much. Well, he's seen Eurovision before, because I talk about it every year. But this was honestly the worst one I've seen. There was actually someone from Ireland, and it was really cringe. And she was doing a whole devil thing, and her name was Bambi Thug, I think, and then had a big pentagram and hey, the devil or something, and it was a terrible song as well. Yes, but yeah, the whole thing was quite weird. Oh, it looks like the stream is not sure what's going on with the internet connection. Oh, it says excellent connection. Okay, anyway. Google is challenged in and of itself. Notice I did not use the word, yeah. It's interesting. Google's gotten a lot worse, hasn't it? Have you noticed how bad Google has become? I think there's a reason for that. I actually do use some different searches, although a lot of them are not as good enough as a bad Google is either. Apparently, we're not getting a smooth stream, so I'm not sure about that. I should do a quick check on, see what kind of speed we got. Internet speed test. Oh my. Well, looks to be okay. Getting about 93 down, so that's okay. I think there's a theme today. Yeah, the theme is look at any of Natasha's comments. That's the theme. Hey, what's up, Bastille? Nice to see you. Anyway, yeah, Eurovision was weird and not good. I like weird, right? If something is odd, that can be fun, but it has to be done well. And things can just be weird for weird's sake, and that's just kind of like low effort and not very good. So that's kind of what I saw with Eurovision. It's tough because there wasn't a whole lot I liked about it. But I should be able to name the people that I did like. But I'm probably getting them confused right now. So I can't name them because I'll probably get it wrong. But perhaps I will on Wednesday. I'll let you know who I actually enjoyed. Anyway, that's all I have for you today. I hope you all have a beautiful day. It is really gorgeous right now here in Portland. That's one of the reasons I like living here. Not for the local politics, but for the incredible weather that we get half the year. So anyway, get out there and enjoy it. I will see you on Wednesday. Until then, peace.